Hey there, it's Tom Corson. In this video, we're going to talk about web hosting. Web hosting is a super crucial decision you have to make when you're setting up your own website, because basically the hosting is going to be responsible for actually keeping your website up and active, right? So, servers tend to crash. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, on a fairly consistent basis. So, most websites, most hosting companies will say, we have 99% uptime or 99.9% uptime. And you would definitely want at least 99% uptime. That means, 1% of the time your website won't be up, it won't be working. If it was 99.9% uptime, that would mean, 0.1% of the time your website won't be working. So, there will be times when, when a certain host or a certain server will go down. That just happens. It's kind of an unavoidable thing in business. There are ways to actually guarantee your site never goes down by having duplicate hosts and having backups and things like that. But that gets to be pretty pricey. If you're just starting out, it's definitely not the low budget way to go. So in this video, we're going to talk about low budget, cheap, easy, quick hosting to get started with. If you've got a little bit more of a budget, I'm going to show you what is my favorite hosting company that's super, super fast, super reliable in the next video. But right now we're going to talk about cheap hosting. So if you're just getting started, you can get hosting for, less than 40, 50 bucks a year, super cheap, okay? So here's my favorite site right here, bluehost.com, for cheap, affordable hosting. They're really good. The problem with cheap hosts, though, is that they are going to have more downtime, and there's going to be a couple other issues as well, which I'm not going to go into super detail here because I'm not a super techie, geeky guy. But basically, when you have a cheap host, you have to just understand, look, you're not paying a lot of money. You're getting the very cheapest price you can possibly get. You're getting shared hosting, which means your website is going to be sharing a server with lots of other websites, and so you're basically just getting the discount product, the cheapest of the cheap product, and it's great. There's nothing wrong with that, but just understand there are going to be some downsides. So you're going to have a slower website load time. So your website is going to take a little bit longer to load. You're going to have more downtime, so your website will go down from time to time. It's not going to happen every often. It might not even happen every year. It might just happen once every other year, something like that. But stuff happens. So just understand that with cheap hosting, you got cheap hosting and you're not paying a lot of money, so you get what you pay for, right? Anyways, Bluehost is my favorite cheap host, and they're my favorite because they have 24/7 phone support. And I think that's crucial if you're gonna have hosting. Unless you're like a tech genius and you understand all this stuff and you already know everything I'm talking about and far more, you're gonna want 24/7 support to walk you through a lot of this stuff. How to get your website set up, what happens if your website goes down, all kinds of different issues you could have. Just having someone that you can call 24/7 and just answer all your questions, unlimited support, it's pretty awesome. And I can't tell you how many times I've called Bluehost at 2 or 3 in the morning because my website was down or I needed help with all kinds of different issues that they just walked me through, totally free, no extra expense. So it's super, super awesome to have that kind of support. That's why I recommend Bluehost, because the support is just so valuable. The other good website for cheap hosting is HostGator. A lot of people use HostGator. A lot of people really like it. Again, they have 24/7 support. I haven't really used HostGator a lot, so I don't. I can't vouch for it, other than I know that a lot of people use it and really like it and recommend it. Again, these are both really cheap hosts, so you wouldn't want to use either of these companies if you're looking for the top of the top line hosting, right? So this is for cheap shared hosting. You're gonna be spending about maybe $4 a month, something like that. So not a lot of money, but you get your website hosted and on your own custom domain. So it's super cool. So that's the two sites I recommend: HostGator and Bluehost. What you want to do is just go ahead and just click get started now. Once you've done that, in a future video, I'm going to show you, how to actually get your website set up on your hosting. But in this video, I just want to share with you these two hosting options for cheap hosting.